Hey everyone, my name's Xavier, and welcome to the most difficult scenario in the Battle Brothers today. A Lone Wolf EEL Ironman Warriors of the North DLC campaign start. I've put 16 hours into streaming this start, and I've also put about, I think, 16 or 17 attempts offline to try to figure out what is the best strategy for success. And I believe I have it. But even with the best strategy that I can come up with, there's still quite a bit of RNG. Now, this is going to be the first YouTube campaign I've ever done for Battle Brothers. I've streamed over 300 hours of it, but I've never done a YouTube campaign before. And what that means is we're going to have some pretty tight editing. Maybe not in the first episode, because I have a lot. What are we going to call this? We'll call it the U-Tubby Bubby. I've got a lot of strategy to go over. So there might be a little bit less editing. Plus, the first 3 battles are the most critical things, so I may show most of them while talking through. But after that, there's going to be a lot of tight editing. When we move around, we can edit. When we get into easy battles where we just murder everyone, I can just edit those into montages rather than going through and be like, 95, 95. So hopefully, for those of you who don't enjoy the slowness of the Twitch and the interactions and the flares and the chat and all that stuff, this is for you. However, there's a downside to this, but we'll go over that a little bit later if we can survive the first couple of battles. I'm going to do war because I love the mans and I want to see more of them. I'm going to do permanent destruction. Whatever this seed is, that's fine. E-E-L Ironman. It's currently May 10th. The game, the DLC released yesterday, although I had access to it about a week ago before it came out, so that's where we got most of our experience. In that time, they've actually changed the Lone Wolf start quite a bit. So starting out here, the first thing we need to do is look at our man. We got Brave, which is great. However, we got Gluttonous, which is kind of a letdown. We got a middling melee skill, which is a letdown, but a pretty high melee defense roll, which is okay. So let's talk about the strategy first. 3-phase strategy. Phase 1, power level. And I mean power level. Our Lone Wolf to level 11. Not a single man is recruited until we get to level 11. Secondly, Phase 2, we're going to recruit a second Hedge Knight, and we're going to power level him to level 11. And Phase 3 of the plan is we save up a ton of money, and we go around and we recruit an entire force all at the same time. And hopefully, that force won't just get wrecked one by one by one. What I found, I've actually gotten to like day 40 or 50 in a Lone Wolf start before. And I started recruiting really nice guys, but the AI just charges them and they avoid your Lone Wolf and they just die left and right. So my plan is to avoid that. We'll have 2 really strong Lone Wolves on either side, and then we'll have all the mans in the middle with decent gear that we can save up. And hopefully we can level them up enough to survive and start fighting raiders and reavers and whatnot, and things that you would normally be way better prepared for if you weren't playing in a Lone Wolf campaign. So that's the 3-stage campaign strategy. Now, for the individual strategy, I have personally found the most important thing is morale, by far, on this start. So when we get max roll resolves, we're going to take it. For now, we didn't, though. We did get a max roll on melee skill and fatigue. That's nice. Hopefully we get resolve. Nope. It's unfortunate. Please resolve. Nope. That is extremely unfortunate. All right, well, at least we start with 57. Some of you will be like, 57? That's a ton! Yeah, but this is Lone Wolf. This is different. The 2 things that matter here, the 2 reasons I want resolve more than anything is for the morale bonus. The confident bonus, it gives you plus 10% to aim and to melee defense. You can easily get 1 kill with your Lone Wolf, usually right out of the gate. Immediately go confident if you have a very high resolve skill. And that right there just sets you up for such a better position in that you'll have 10 more aim and 10% more aim and 10% more defense. The second reason I want it is when we get surrounded, the more enemies around us, the higher likelihood the panic is when more enemies surround us, if that makes sense. Like 1 guy surrounds you, you get kind of an easy resolve check. But if the 6th guy surrounds you, it's a pretty difficult resolve check. So believe it or not, first we're going to go student for power leveling. We're actually going to go fortified mind, believe it or not. Bumping us up to 71, and I don't even think this is enough. But then we're going to go gifted to really double down on aim, the most important stat in the game for this start. More to melee defense, the second most important, and lastly, the resolve. This leaves us with 68 fatigue, which is actually not bad. But 76 resolve, which I feel is still not enough. My plan is we're going to stack the student 20% experience With Veterans Lessons, you always start next to a castle with the Lone Wolf start, and the castle always has a training hall. So you can do this every time. You immediately do Veterans Lessons for 35% experience for 3 battles. That should stack multiplicatively with our student, giving us 162% experience. We then go find groups of 7 brigands, which will reward us with around over 1,000 experience per battle. So one battle will immediately get Sword Mastery for 5 extra aim on AoE, plus 7 less fatigue per swing, or AoE swing, and 3 less fatigue for a strike. And then hopefully, if we can survive 1 or 2 more battles, we can get Lone Wolf, and that is the key to victory in this campaign. Get to Lone Wolf. You get this, and you get 15% melee skill all the time. By then, we'll have 83 melee skill. So we're talking like an extra 12 to 13 attack from Lone Wolf that's on all the time. Plus 15% more melee defense. That's only going to be like 3, but still a lot. Plus 15% more resolve, meaning we should almost never panic, and we should always be confident, giving us more melee attack and melee defense. That's my strategy, anyway. Now, as is always the case with Battle Brothers, what you avoid in the beginning is the most important, most critical part of the game. And what I've found with this start is avoid everything that's not 7 thugs. Everything else is a waste of time. Even if you engage something and run away, it wastes one of your veteran training. What do you call these? Pips, I guess? Charges? We have 3 of them. Even if we engage like 1 etc. and run away or something, that wastes a whole charge. We want to get the most use out of them as possible. So we're going to take a while to look around for 7 thugs. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this yet already, but this first episode is going to be a little bit less highly edited. We're not going to come over here because that's a castle and we need a quest for brigands. So we'll come over here to Elbstadt. It's a size 3 city that's pretty good. But yeah, the first episode will be a little less edited because, as you can probably tell, I've put a lot of thought into this, a lot of work into it, and I have a lot to say to just get through it. But come episode number 2, assuming we get there, it's going to be pretty easy, and I can just do, those battles that's just going to be slice, 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 easy victory. Instead of watching it for 5 minutes, I can make it like a 5-second head-chopping montage. I'm pretty excited about it. This guy wants us to look for a spot. Okay, we'll do that a little bit later. It's free gold. There we go. Thievery. Perfect. 210 plus 50. So that's one of the best ones you can get. Sometimes you can get 100 and... Let's accept. Sometimes you can get something like go clear out the herbalist grove or something. Not so much in this. So we'll take the first act of thievery, follow the tracks. 260. Now, I have a bandage, but it's not a mistake that I'm not equipping it. We'll never get to use it because we're either going to kill everyone or we're going to die. We're never going to get a situation where we are out of melee and we can use the bandage, so it's not even worth the 1 fatigue to me. Now, normally I avoid the forest like the plague. Oh, there they are. When I'm playing Battle Brothers in the early game. However, it's actually really good in this start because you can use the trees to make narrow choke points. We found 7 thugs. This is exactly what we want. And they even gave us elevation. The 2 things to watch out for on the enemies when you're fighting early on like this is daggers that pierce your armor and cause an immediate wound, causing your fatigue to go to like -40. I lost 1 campaign like that on a 9% dagger slice. Like literally the first attack, 9%, boom, pierce, -40 fatigue, no round swing, dead. And the second thing, of course, is the maces for stuns. And also, you want to be very careful not to get hit by a mace right away. You need to keep backing up in the first couple of battles, such that the maces don't hit you and suck out 10 fatigue with every hit. Here, there's not so much the maces. This is a tree, so if I go here, we won't have a good AoE. So I'm actually going to move over here and give them this high ground spot. Let them surround me so I can get 1 round swing off. It's very important. Basically, think about trying to set up your first round swing so you can actually land it. There we go. You're only really going to get like 1 or 2 at best. Yeah, unfortunately, we got no such luck. No good round swings, no sense for strikes here, but we do have an 81%. No reason not to. There you go. I can also say that these 81%, if you miss like 2 81s in the first couple of battles, just restart. You're going to die, or actually, you're probably going to be restarting anyway because you're dead. So just keep that in mind. That's just what's going to happen. Now, notice with this swing, we immediately went confident, and we have 2 guys that are now breaking. This is important because it bumps our melee skill to 83 right out of the gate. These 3 flails should surround us. And I'm actually wondering if I want to move over here. Probably not. This guy might not move up, depending on what they do. We'll just stay where we are. There's no surefire way to guarantee a Lone Wolf campaign victory. You're just going to have to do some restarts until you get one that works out. Perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. We have 12 fatigue. We can do a round swing for 30. We have a 68, an 88, and a 78. Let us pray for luck. If we miss all 3, whoo, that's bad. But if we hit all 3, easy game. And we hit all 3. Today's the day, friends. Very important to note that every one of them is wavering. And now we can't do any more round swings, of course. Now, you could have gotten another round swing if you went brawny and you didn't put so much points into morale. But your round swings wouldn't have the confident plus 10% bonus, for one. And they'd probably actually have minus 10 or 20% because you'd be wavering or breaking right now because you were surrounded by so many guys. That's why I think morale is definitely number 1. Axe guy is probably the scariest thing to me. Even though I'm not going to kill him, these 3 guys don't represent too much threat. This guy's a grazed neck. I think that means he bleeds for 1 every turn. He's pretty close to death, so I might just let him bleed. I'm going to go for the axe guy. Even though we won't kill him, I'm hoping to get him to break a little bit. 89%. Or off with his head. Now, I think this is an easy victory. Yeah, they're rolling 36s, 22s, 37s. Okay. Next up, I want the easy kill. This is an 80. No sense. Let's go for the 95. That right there will cause all 3 of them to go into breaking for another minus 10% on them. We're about half armor. Ooh, he actually hit the 30. He hit the 32, but he bled out. And he hit the 27. Wow, okay, even with bad RNG. Who cares? I'm actually less concerned about the flail guy. I want him to hit my head, to be honest. I want to go for this guy with the cleaver. Whew! And these guys are both breaking now. If I had the morale, or sorry, the fatigue, I'd run off the hill, but I don't. Okay. Here's the thing. I'm actually going to move down. So we get no attack, but we're next to both of them, so we get the attacks of opportunity as they run away. There it is. Oh! Unfortunately, only 858 experience. That's lower than I would have expected. Normally, you get about 1,000. Huh. I wonder if you... I wonder why that is exactly. That's weird. I've done this many, many, many times now, and it's pretty much always, every single time until now, it's been just over 1,000, like 1,050, and I was able to get sword spec. And that makes a big difference because it's -7 fatigue on your AoE attacks. In addition, it's +5 to hit on your AoE attacks. And of course, it's also -3 fatigue on the overhead strike as well, but that's not so important. Plus, you get the additional 3 aim and 3 melee skill, and maybe even more resolve or fatigue or whatever you want to do. That's... well, it is what it is, I suppose. Next up is if we get 3,500 experience, which is now 2 battles away, even at 850 a battle. That gets us to Lone Wolf. Well, we get half-decent RNG in 1 more battle, and we'll be a little bit closer. Some way to the northwest. All right, this is a great thing about YouTube, is that I can edit out this these searching missions and everything else. I would buy these tools, but they're way too expensive. Way too expensive. So we'll just run up here to find this and done. And we found it right up over here, the Fortress Remnants. 300 crowns. I'm thinking of moving to the next town rather than spending 400 gold on tools. Seems like an absolutely absurd amount. Day to the northwest, Grunfaust. Is Grunfaust right over here? I pretty much want to go in that. Yep, it's right where we want to go anyway, so sure, we'll take that. It's not an escort quest, it's just a delivery quest. Once we get there, we have to buy tools because we can't even go into battle again until we're repaired. We currently need 7 more tools to get to full. Grunfoss has terrified villagers, which usually means the dead are rising from the graves. Now, this is normally a pretty easy mission, but I found zombies to actually be more difficult than just your regular thugs, mostly because the thugs will panic when one of 2 of their friends dies. The zombies just don't care. Even though they only attack once per turn, that and they regenerate at least once as well. So we're going to probably think about this and move on to the next town and not take it. Normally, you'd always take that in the Battle Brothers campaign. But not so much for us. We really just want to find one more 7-thug battle. Okay, the next town has a caravan escort quest to go way to the north. They have sort of expensive tools at 315. We'll pass on that. There's one more town down here to the southwest. If they don't have like a brigand quest or cheap tools, we'll come back here and we'll take that caravan escort quest, I believe. It's up here to Helvictorn. Not the worst thing in the world. Other option is just to go into the wilderness and try to find roads where there might be lots of brigands. Hammerden, 2 days east of here. Yeah, we're not going to be escorting caravans over there, I don't think. But, at long last, cheap tools. And relatively cheap salt. Now, our main character doesn't cost anything per day, so you can actually go all the way down to 0. When I first got early access, your main character cost like 50, 60 gold a day. It was absurd. Plus, they had 10 less resolve as well. And even after those 2 buffs, this is still a really difficult campaign. Well, we could come back here and go to Helvictorn, but Helvictorn is now a castle from the looks of it. And we really, really just want to find a brigand quest. So I think what we might do is go to Alpstadt through Talbach, someplace we haven't been yet. We'll just go direct over there, maybe find some brigands in the woods. Lo and behold, brigands in the woods. There are many of them, though, and we did get our tools. We're at 72%. All right, how long until we're done? 24 hours and 5 tools. We're going to camp here. Actually, that's very nice. This is incredible. Well, 6 hunters in the evening, a few poachers, and a few thugs. Still in here is very likely many thugs. This is what we could use to get to the Lone Wolf, potentially. Potentially. I was hoping this would happen. If you camp near an encampment, sometimes they send out a party. But the smallest party I think the camps can have is like 7 thugs. So this might be great for us. The question is, do we want to run away just a little bit because we have a few hours left to repair our cloak, and fighting these few poachers at nighttime would be much better for us? Plus, it wouldn't be bad to engage them in the forest either, where they can't really do very much, comparatively. Okay, they're barely catching up. As soon as it ticks over from dusk to night, we're going back. Perfect. Hold your horses, friends. We beat this one, we clear that camp, and this campaign's on the path to victory. Or we get stabbed once and the campaign's over. Either way. I like this high ground there. I don't like the fact he's got a club. If I stay here, he won't be able to hit me with it, so we wait. Okay. Club guy has taken the low ground. We're going to take this opportunity to execute him 81%. Whew. That's nice. Sounds like I can now take the high ground. It's a clubby bubby. Bunch of arrows at nighttime shouldn't be too bad. So they have a sling, 2 archers, and this guy with the club. I could have moved over there, but I didn't want him to move and then stun me. So now that he's moved here, I have the initiative, 71%. Let's get ready to go assail this guy, rather. This is great. All right, at this point, I just run around and we mercilessly... Actually, there's 4 guys remaining. Okay. There's one I don't see, but this is going to be pretty easy. It's just going to be tedious, so this is where I can utilize that good old UTubby editing, right? Oh, the golden dragon. Greetings, friend. We're confident. He's wavering. 89%. Ah, it's good. Something about this game makes you happy to be a male. All right, these last 3 guys are going to be a serious pain, and I'm just going to edit to the actual kill shots, because we're going to have to run around for 100 years. Okay, here's number 1. Thank the heavens. One thing you can do in this situation is hide in the bushes, actually, and then they can't shoot you. They kind of know where you are, but they usually just dance around. And the benefit here is you can actually just sit in the bush in Lone Wolf and get your fatigue back down to 0. And nothing's happening, but we're safely resetting our fatigue. Yeah, see, they're not moving at all. It's a little tip I picked up because I've done this before a couple of times. Oh. We missed the 89. It's all right. Unless he hit those 13s. Nah, we still would have been fine. Oh, you know what we could do? I completely forgot about it. We have strike. And we actually missed the 78 again. This guy's just a dodging extraordinaire. He really wants to pierce our armor. But we chopped his head off. See, now this, being only 6 guys, was 930 experience. Last time it was only 800. Surprising. Not very much loot, but hey, 11 meat. This will actually last us so long that it will spoil. One of the tips here is always remember to sell your food, because with one character, food just lasts forever. Otherwise, it's just going to spoil all the time. All right. This gives us 1 more level. Boom, boom. And as much as I like the fatigue, I'm telling you, I want the resolve in the stratosphere. 81. So from now on, I'll probably go straight fatigue. Because once we get Lone Wolf, we'll have 15% more. That'll bump us up to... Actually, it's multiplicative with Lone Wolf and Fortified Mind. But even just the 15% is going to bump us to 93. And then we'll have 25% of that additional 12. So maybe like 95 is what we'll be at with the resolve. And that might actually cap out on resolve checks. We're, of course, going to take the sword mastery. So additional 5% to hit on the AoE and 23 fatigue rather than 30, which is fantastic. Now, we just need to heal up for 29 hours, which we can do over here inside of this camp. Company has gained renowned. We're in good spirits. And we're almost good to go. Oh! God, no. That was dire wolves. No, it was spiders. Never mind. Okay, we can actually handle 5 spiders, although this is going to waste our... Spiders are very, very, very dangerous because they can web you. But if you set up like this perfectly, elevation, 1 good round swing, as long as you don't RNG into the ground... I thought that was dire wolves and the campaign was almost over. Spiders can easily kill you. If you... First of all, you can't run away from them. Secondly, they can web you. And then you're doing half damage. You can't ever dig yourself out of it. So be very, very careful about fighting spiders. But this is the perfect scenario if you have to. 86, 86, 86. That would be a 95 if we had Lone Wolf. Let's pray we don't miss these 86s. We killed 1, which is nice, and the other 2 are very, very low. Okay, we're going to get webbed for sure, and then hopefully we have enough fatigue to do 1 more round swing. See how that works out for us. Great thing is they can't poison you right away because of your armor. bad thing is we started with low armor because we hadn't got to repair yet. And now we have no choice but to engage them while webbed at negative 50% damage. Obviously, we're going to go for these 2 kills along with the guy up top. 86, 86, 86. Missed the 86 on the top. It's about right, though. We missed 1 out of 6 86s. And now they're wavering. We're confident. No problem. Whew. Unfortunately, that was 480 experience instead of 1,000. Which means we now lose all of our training buffs. I mean, what are you going to do, though? We got ambushed by spiders. I would have loved to have fought those thugs instead. But now we've got 28 hours sitting here. In a super stroke of luck, as I'm sitting here, looking at my experience, we're just 200 away. We got attacked by 5 thugs! Woohoo! Now we're talking. This is actually amazing. Because this will get us just what we need for Lone Wolf, and then I can show off the Lone Wolf, and that's probably the episode. Now, I don't want to engage these guys in weird ways, and I want to set up for my AoEs to work. Don't want the club to get an attack on me very early. And if I come here, the tree is going to be in the way, so I'm going to find a better engagement for this by trying to look around for high ground somewhere else. There we go. This is actually perfect because they should be able to get right around us next turn, but not actually do very much. No one can attack. Yep, now they're all waiting. We wait, they'll move up as much as they can. Okay. Well, if we wait, we're going to get attacked a lot. If we come down right now, we give up our elevation, but we can probably get a really, really nice split on 2 of them. If we wait, we're going to get attacked once, twice, 3 times, and that's it. But then we can swing. The 3 times is probably okay. I'm just worried about the stun. I know they did have 1 stun. If he comes out and uses that stun, he may have gone into the thicket. I think we'll risk the stun. But, well, there he is. He rolled a 22. He had very little chance of pulling that stun off. Okay, the cleaver guy is probably my #1 thing, so I'm going to start on the stun guy. 89, 89, 89. Here we go! Okay, we missed 1 of our 89s. Don't forget we started with low armor. We should be okay, but you never know. What if we get stunned? Yeah, they're going to have a much better odds to hit now with that stun because of the surround. Yep, he went for it. He went for it again. We got a little bit of luck there because that was a double 42. But fortunately, we're good to go. This guy has to die before he actually hits us. Now we're confident. They're breaking. Whew. You got a little lucky. That's what you need in this camp. Oh, actually, we may not even be able to do this. Oh, hit the head, luck. Miss, miss. Go for the spear, of course, 95. Well, he's breaking at least. God, if we can take 1 hit, but they have to miss every shot. And they have a 25, 25, 37, 37, maybe a little bit less. It's probably going to be like a 27, or maybe like a... basically 4 25s. If 1 of them hit, we'll be okay. If 2 of them hit, campaign over. Pray for luck! Woo, that's 1. Woo! Woo! Okay, now this guy has 2 25s. If he hits 1 and it's in the head, we're okay. The chest, we're doomed. He hit the head. This is ridiculous. Okay. He's got 1 attack now. It was a 20. It should be less because hopefully he doesn't pull off this 15 or 12% shot. He's now wavering. Thank the Lord. 83, unless we miss our 83. Oh, boy. That is no joke. That is no joke whatsoever. But this is what Lone Wolf comes down to. It is thrill-seeking. Edgiest seat, hot pants. I don't know what that means. I'm so excited. But we made it, friends. Melee skill, beautiful. Beautiful. Max roll fatigue, beautiful. Best of all, Lone Wolf, beautiful. This campaign is on the road to success. The thing is, though, we have a wound. We have to go limp back to base. We have to heal. If we get ambushed right now on the way out of the forest, we're doomed. I would have loved to have shown off taking on this brigging camp, but we're going to have to literally camp for 44 hours in a camp. That's 2 days of sitting here, and while sitting here, we've been ambushed twice or 3 times, actually. So we need to go to town. We'll come back for this later. Holy baloney, friends. Why, I've never said that word before. Usually it's holy bananas. In any event, 27 tools. We don't even have that much. We've only got 11. But it's going to be incredible. Incredible. We're going to have 95% to hit all the time with, like, guaranteed resolves, no cries. However, it's still not necessarily in the bag. Just want to point that out there. It's going to be a lot of fun times with friends coming up. Whew. All right, well, when's our return? We're going to come over here and hopefully not get ambushed by spiders in the forest and instantly one-shot. That's a terrifying thing. And then we engage on phase 2, which is power. We're going to try to go buy another training session to power level ourselves to Berserker, which is only going to be 2 attacks against thugs, so that camp plus 1 more. I'm actually realizing now, if you wanted to be cheesy, which I'm not going to do, you can literally camp next to these camps until they send out things. You could just farm them, I think, but that's really cheesy. You could do that, though, if you wanted to just power level a guy to 11 right away. Like, if you weren't interested in playing the tedious way. But anyway, we need to talk about, for a brief minute, the YouTube situation. So YouTube videos take a ton of time, they take editing, and they result in about $1 per hour of revenue. So I've got a plan to make this somewhat feasible. This is why I've streamed Battle Brothers for 300 hours and I've never made a YouTube campaign. I want to do a YouTube campaign. I like it. I enjoy it. I like presenting tightly edited things, even though this episode wasn't very tightly edited. Next one will be, though, because we're going to go slaughtering. It's going to be fun. But I thought maybe if I could get a sponsor for each one of the episodes to bring the $1 an hour up to, like, maybe $5 an hour or something like that. Now, I'm sure you've all heard of the Squarespace and Audible things from other videos on YouTube. No way I'm getting those, but maybe one of you would like to sponsor the next episode. Just think about it. At the very beginning, we could be like, yes, thank you, Mr. McFrigging Doofy Duck, for your amazing comment. We could even put in, like, snazzy editing and fireworks and... I don't know, honestly. My thinking is this. If one of you wants to be so kind as to sponsor the next episode, there'll be a link in the comments down below. Shoot $5 off with a comment. You'll get my very special, warmest, sincerest thanks at the beginning of the next episode. We'll highlight your comment. Maybe we'll edit up a little something. We can have some fun with it, maybe. And maybe that's a way to make this, making videos on YouTube viable. It's been a long time that Let's Plays on YouTube have not really been viable. But, you know, back in the 2012 days, they were crazy. But these days, edited content are nothing. And I mean hyper-edited content. That's why so many people move to Twitch. But I'd like to do this on YouTube, rather in addition to my Twitch campaign on Sundays with Battle Brothers. But it all comes down to, you know, just time management stuff. So if anyone wants to sponsor the next episode, maybe even 1 or 2 of you or something like that, link in the description down below. Very much appreciate it if you decide to do it. This campaign is fantastic. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. It's probably going to be like a 27, or maybe like a... basically 4 25s. If one of them hit, we'll be okay. If 2 of them hit, campaign over. Pray for luck! Woo, that's 1. Woo! Woo, okay.